My earliest memory is riding in my grandfather's boat, arm over the side, hand in the spray. I've spent much of the rest of my life chasing this feeling. All of that has led to this, the wooden boat experience. Welcome to the wooden boat experience. Come on in. Where are you going, Speckles? Get in here. Well, what a crazy week it was this week. I had to paint a sign. Baby goats were born on the farm. My phone died, and there's no place to get it fixed right now because the Apple store is closed. I had to teach a webinar. It's amazing I even got to work on the boat at all. And I know that you guys don't want to watch me scrape paint 24/7. So I tried to fit other stuff in at the same time. And one of the most exciting parts of my week now is getting mail. I mean, I get so much mail now. Big thanks to my friend Kim, who always sends me postcards, and you're gonna see one of the ones he sent me this week, which is appropriate for in here. Usually I put them in my studio. Big thanks to Carter, also to Perry and Aaron, and my buddy Jim, who you will probably remember from episode 10. He's a shipwright out in Seattle. He sent me this book. Thanks a lot, Jim. I haven't got a chance to read it yet, but I am going to get on it soon. So I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully someday Jim and I will take a trip around Lake Union, and we will tell you guys some of the history of Lake Union next time I'm in Seattle. So I'm looking forward to that. And we've got an envelope here. Make sure I don't cut anything. Let's open this up. See who it's from? From Kevin, with a self-addressed stamped envelope. Anybody that watched through the end of last episode will know about that. Awesome, Kevin. I can't wait to read this. I'm not going to read it out loud. I never know if somebody wants me to. But thank you, Kevin. And you'll be getting a sticker pretty soon. So let's get to what I did manage to do this week. And you can see right here that it is stripped. It is sanded. At least this side is. Oh, also, the future of the channel. So as you can see, it doesn't look like I'm almost done yet, but truthfully, the Chris Craft isn't that far from being finished. So obviously this isn't gonna go on for the next 4 or 5 years. So I am thinking about the future of the channel, and I thought I had a plan, but what has happened recently has kind of changed my mind. So the wheels are turning, and I hope to announce what I'm going to do next sometime in the next month and a half. And I think you guys will be excited. Obviously it's still wooden boats, but it's probably something different than a runabout like this. So you guys will hopefully watch each week, and you'll find out along with me, because I don't exactly know yet. I kind of think I do, but things have changed so much in the last month and a half. Who knows what's coming in the next month and a half. So let's get on to what I did this week, and enjoy the wooden boat experience. And don't forget that we also have Outboards, the virtual tour for the Antique Boat Museum that comes out same time as this on Friday as well. So make sure you get over there and watch that. And next week, the virtual tour is going to be called Barn Finds, and it's all the boats you don't get to see that are in the warehouse at the Antique Boat Museum, and you will not believe a couple of those. Lyman fans, Chris Craft fans, there's some pretty amazing stuff in there, and fans of all other boats, but just those two come to mind for me right away. So thanks for watching the Wooden Boat Experience, and let's get to what I did this week.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Well, it's Sunday morning about 9 o'clock, and it's already 84 degrees here in the boat shed. So I'm going to have to think about getting a shade cloth for this clear area. But I'm going to try and beat the heat. I got a pair of shorts on. I'm going to finish stripping at least half of this section that's left to do.
So many different layers and types of paint. Sometimes I changed scraping methods because I was bored, but often the paint wouldn't act the same, and I could tell I needed to switch to a new method.
Well, it's Tuesday afternoon, and I really should have stopped a little while ago because I've got to teach a webinar online today, but I couldn't leave any more green paint on the side. So now the green paint's gone. Tomorrow morning I'm going to finish this up before it gets hot, before I have to put the screens up to guard me from the heat, and then we're going to start addressing and making sure we have all the screws in here, and that all the rivets are not, any of them are not loose, the ones that are sticking out. Get rid of this extra little bit of old fairing compound, sand it, and then we'll start fairing it in and attach this piece here and address that hole in the back. But this side is getting pretty close to being faired, which is going to be exciting. One thing we need to do is replace these screws. Still got the stainless steel ones in from when we put this all together.
Lots of little things to do before fairing the hull, refastening, and a close inspection of all the rivets.
Screwdriver's a little bit too close to this camera. Trying not to hit it. I think we talked about this before, that everything below the water line is going to be silicone bronze, so this is all I had at the time, but now before we start sealing up this bottom, we need to switch stuff like this. So we got under there and realized this one doesn't need to be this long, and we don't have very many long ones, so we'll put a short one in there. All right. So this kind of angled off this way, so we'll try to use the same countersink. Wondered why the screw wouldn't tighten down, and I got under there and I realized I could see it. In honor of Steve at ACORN to ARABELLA, I got my Yankee screwdriver out because the brace and bit wouldn't fit here because of the gantry in the way.
Before wire brushing this, I carefully bent the base back into shape. The keel from the front of the strut back has a messy surface. I'm taking a 1/2 inch off to be replaced later.
Well, it seems like no matter what boat building channel or boat restoration channel, anything to do with wooden boats, eventually there comes talk of scarf joints. And I know when you first look at them, you think, doesn't seem like that would be strong enough. Well, let's take this one right here. So here's a scarf, here's a scarf, here's a scarf. There's one here, there's one here. There's scarves in this area all the way down through. So they had pieces of plywood. Well, these are all in the range of about 6 feet, because you're going to see that I measured from this rib right here, the center of this rib, which would be right there, where the scarf is on the inside of this is right here. So we talk about the ratio of a scarf. So the ratio, a lot of people talk about 6:1 or 8:1. So this is a scarf that's 5 inches long, and this plywood is a little less than 1/2 inch. Let's say it is 1/2 inch plywood. So that would be a 1/2 inch would go into 5. Let's see, that would be 10 times. So that's actually a 10:1 scarf. And you can see there's even a scarf here on the garboard. And none of these scarf joints have failed. And they're all over the boat because they weren't getting plywood that was 20 feet long. So they had to put the scarves in. So whatever they were using to glue it up, and I'll ask about it on Facebook on one of the pages and somebody will know. But it sure does work, whatever it is. Hey, this ought to be good. It's really cool how powerful the internet is. I never would have known about this tool. I knew about card scrapers, but I wouldn't have known about this one unless somebody put a post up from a channel that I watch in England. That is a real card scraper. You don't have to bend it to curve it because it's already curved. Tool steel, supposed to work really well. Let's try it out. Let's check it on the other way in the grain here. Oh yeah, that is just perfect. What a tool. Looking forward to using that.